Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander of Marine Corps Forces Special Operations Command, Major General Osterman.
Okay, well, good morning, everybody. We okay in the back there as far as microphones working? Okay, great. Hey, I first off just want to thank all of you for attending today's ceremony today. Truly a momentous occasion for Staff Sgt. Seif, his wife Dawn, and the rest of the family who came from as far as Michigan and New Mexico. Certainly, you know, we're honored by your presence today and for being here with us, for being able to recognize Staff Sgt. Seif for the Marine and the hero that he really is. You know, for the group here, and I don't know how many of you have had a chance to actually look through and read the summary of action associated with the events for which he's being recognized today. But this is truly in that category of gallantry and valor for which these awards are set up. And in this case, with the Silver Star presentation today, it really recognizes a number of things. Most notably, the heroism involved, as well as just the amazing professionalism that Staff Sgt. Seif exhibited in very, very trying, arduous, and dangerous conditions. You know, when you take a look at it, you read through it, and you start taking a look at not only the individual actions, but you know, it ties into a couple of things. Number one, mission accomplishment. Despite the fact that the actions he took on that day, literally any one of us in that same situation would have realized that, yes, I'm probably going to give my life to the country today because that's what it took to make the mission happen. He went through with it, and the high-value target that he killed was one who was killing many, many others on the battlefield through his IED expertise, through his fanaticalism and everything else associated with working that particular area of operations, to the point of, you know, instilling fear and everything else in the local population. A significant mission and a significant mission accomplishment as a result of that. But in the course of doing that, a whole variety of other things that really came about that were a testament to who he is as a man and as a Marine. First, being able to go out there literally and breaking off, understanding mission type orders to be able to adjust in midstream to take out the HVI. Next thing was doing that with literally just he and Sergeant Hansen with him there, going out to make that happen. Doing it in such a way that then all of a sudden it got not only mission accomplishment, but it became very, very complex in terms of Sergeant Hansen being mortally wounded, but being able to then provide the immediate care to Sergeant Hansen to give him the best opportunity to survive. At the same time, literally clearing an entire compound by himself, you know, which is just a daunting feat unto itself, and going through that. Then organizing for QRF coming in and being able to stabilize the situation, get Sergeant Hansen evacuated, and then recover to continue on. So I won't belabor all the details in that. It's in the citation, but it's well worth reading because it's about who we are and what we do when and the expectations you have of Marines, and particularly MARSOC Marines that are out there. You know, the other things that I'd like to tie into that is, for those that know Staff Sgt. Seif, very much a humble and you know, kind of a quiet, understated personality when it comes to things like this, but yet incredible tenacity, professionalism, and violence of action on the objective, which really establishes who we are as Marines assigned to MARSOC, and that culture that we really look at as an example for, or the culture that we expect through the organization, and he being a great example of that, that is what codified within this award. The other thing that it really entails is the fact that Marines never leave anybody behind. And the fact, excuse me, the fact that he continued after the HVI was hit to continue to fight his way through the objective in order to make sure that he could then try and get Sergeant Hansen taken care of and out. As a matter of fact, coming up to, while treating Sergeant Hansen, putting himself in the line of fire, literally physically blocking, excuse me, enemy activity from further injuring Sergeant Hansen, speaks volumes about who he is and the fact that you never leave anybody behind. And then lastly, you know, I think those actions that were out there that we'll recognize today really, in fact, you know, go within the historical record of our Marine Corps about the kinds of people that we have that go out to fight for the country, heritage that's there. And he really is the most recent addition to that long list of heroic Marines who have fought in timeless battles that have made the difference literally through individual action, through the selflessness that they profess to or shown on the battlefield in the course of combat, and the willingness to do whatever it takes to not only accomplish the mission, but take care of that Marine on their right and left flank. And that's what it's all about. That's who we are. So great honor today for me to have the privilege to present the Silver Star to you. And it goes on. I know that you had to suffer through that entire deployment and the worry, excuse me, that goes along from the family perspective there. And credit to both of you all, because he is, the man that he is because of the family support and everything else that's there. So without further ado, I'll get our major to join me and we'll move forward with the presentation of the board.
Assisting Major General Osterman presenting the award is the Marine Corps Forces Special Operations Command Sergeant Major John Scott. Staff Sergeant Seif is being accompanied by his wife, Dawn. Attention orders. The President of the United States takes pleasure in presenting the Silver Star Medal to Staff Sergeant Andrew C. Seif, United States Marine Corps, for services set forth in the following citation. For conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity in action against the enemy as element member, Marine Special Operations Team 1, Marine Special Operations Company Hotel, Special Operations Task Force West, Combined Joint Special Operations Task Force Afghanistan, in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. On 24 July 2012, while conducting a coordinated search operation to remove a high-value target who was Western Afghanistan's improvised explosive device expert, Sergeant Seif aggressively maneuvered in a two-man element to isolate a compound to prevent the objective's egress. As Sergeant Hansen, his assistant element leader, moved around the corner of the compound, the target stuck his weapon out of the door and sprayed rounds towards Sergeant Hansen, striking him multiple times. Realizing that his teammate was wounded and uncertain of the severity of those wounds, Sergeant Seif dynamically and courageously moved towards the compound, fully aware that the only way to render immediate aid would be by securing the area and entering the compound. Alone and refusing to wait for reinforcements, Sergeant Seif moved tactically towards the door and crossed the threshold to identify the threat and violently finish the engagement. Immediately after clearing the entire compound alone, Sergeant Seif, with great fervor and speed, moved back outside to Sergeant Hansen's position, exposing himself to assess and treat his teammates' wounds. Sergeant Seif returned fire and moved his brother-in-arms back to relative safety and began to treat him under persistent and accurate enemy fire. By his bold initiative, undaunted courage, and complete dedication to duty, Sergeant Seif reflected great credit upon himself and upheld the highest traditions of the Marine Corps and the United States Naval Service.
Thank you, sir, and guests as well. I appreciate everybody for being here today. There's a lot of friends and family in the crowd. I'd like to accept the award on behalf of the rest of the team and a lot of other actions that aren't otherwise recognized sometimes. I'd like to also accept the award on behalf of Sergeant Justin Hansen's family with Traverse City, Michigan. So I know there's a lot of guys here in the crowd who know people. A lot of people hang on that wall outside. Make sure any member of those families out there, contact them. Let them know that they're still part of the family and whatnot. I appreciate it.